Hey guys, this video is going to show us how we can integrate our React project in Django. So we don't have to run React and Django server both. So the prerequisites of this is I hope you guys have a very simple basic Django app. So if you don't know how you can create a Django app, the link is in description below. So you can just go and follow that, and in 2-3 steps you would be able to have a folder structure like this. So now once you're done with that, then we'll set up something in React so that we can integrate those two things together. So for that, first you need to have installed Node and Node Package Manager. So you can download it from here. The link is in description below. So once you have downloaded, you can check your version. So my current npm version is 6.2.0 and my Node version is 10.9.0. I assume that's not the latest one, yeah, but it should not be, there shouldn't be much difference in the new version or new release. So now once we are done with this, and I assume you guys have this folder structure ready for Django, what we'll do is we'll go inside our Django first project folder, which is this one. So what we'll do, cd documents Django first project folder. So we have here our manage.py and testapp and Django first project folder. So now here we'll do few installations. So the first thing that's gonna be is we need to initialize our package.json file, which will contain all the packages and scripts that are required in order to integrate those two things together. So now what we will do is we'll do npm init. So here it will ask few questions before creating package.json file. So if you want to leave it as the default, then you can just continue pressing enter. If you want to change, then you can set your package name whatever you want, version, description regarding your project, entry point. By default it will be index.js. So if you don't want, then if you want to keep your name different for your react.js folder, sorry, file, then you can put it over here. I'll leave it whatever it is in the default. Test command not required. Now git repository, if you have a git repo for this, you can put it over here. Keywords, author, license. So once you are done, a package.json file will be created with this data inside. Just press enter over here. Now we have a package.json file with all of the details that we have provided. So this is the first step in order to integrate our React and Django. So once you have these things, then we need to install few things. But before installing that, we will add scripts inside our package.json file. The code for this would be in the description below, so you can just copy it from that. So here first it will be build. So inside build we'll put webpack-config webpack.config.js. This will create later our webpack.config.js file, progress, callers, and our mode would be development. So after that we need a bundler or watcher. So we'll put a watch over here. Then what we'll do, webpack config.js watch. The same thing, our mode would be. So this is just the setup. So whenever we do npm build, then it will run this code or this command and it will build our project. And whenever we do npm watch, then it will run this command and restart the watcher. So for that purpose we are putting these two things inside the scripts. So once we are done with that, then we'll install few React dependencies for Babel and Webpack. So for this, what we'll do npm install -save dev. So first thing will be babel-core, then we have babel-loader, then we have babel-preset-env, then we have babel-preset-react, then we have babel-preset-react, then we have webpack webpack-bundle-tracker, which will help us to create the bundles, and we have webpack command line interface or CLI. So once those things are done, you can just press enter. So it will take some time to install depending upon your internet speed. So once it is done, then we can proceed for the next step, that is installing React dependencies. So we'll leave it loading, then what we'll do, we'll install some React dependencies in our new tab. So for this, what we'll do, npm install. So we have React and React DOM. So these two things would get installed. So once these two things are installed, once these things are installed, then we would be able to create our webpack configuration file, inside where we will put all our configurations. So yeah, now we are done with that. Then our folder structure should look like this. So inside our test tab, we have package.log.json and package.json, which we had created, but it has some few dev dependencies and dependencies installed, and a node modules folder. So now this part is done. Then what we have to do is we have to create a new file, or webpack.config.js. But prior to do that, what we'll do, we'll create few different things. So let's move it here. So inside our app, we'll create a new folder called static, and inside there we'll create a new folder called JS. So now we have static and JS. So after this is done, what we will do, we'll create a new file, that is webpack.config.js. So what we'll do, we'll dot pack.config. This is first for the creating new file. So it will just create a new file which is empty as of now. So I have already written a few things, so I'll just put that into the description. You can just copy and put it over here and save it. So what is this is actually, so as of now we have our webpack.config.json inside our Django first project, a root of that. So what we will do, we'll provide an entry point for our JavaScript file, that is inside testapp, inside static that we are just now created, JS and index. So you can just replace your testapp with whatever your app name. I have testapp. Same thing with the output, you can just replace this app name and everything will work fine. So what we'll do, we'll create an index.js file as well. But prior to that, what we'll do, we'll create a new file called babel-rc, which is just a Babel configuration file. So we'll also create this babel-rc file, and what we'll do, we'll put few presets over there. You can just copy it from description. What we'll do babel preset environment, and we'll put React. Env. So yeah, now this is done. What we will do is our folder structure should look like this. So our index.js file is JS file is empty as of now folder. So we'll create an index.js file where we'll put our React code. So we'll import React from React, and we'll do import React DOM from React DOM. So we'll create a function type component. We'll do function hello, which will take props. So we'll do return hey props dot name. So now what we'll do, we'll create an instance of that element, and we'll pass our name as a props. I'll just put my name over here. So now this is done. We have to render this. So what we'll do, we'll do react DOM dot render. So here two things is required. One is our React root, which is we have just one component. So element is our React root, and where we want to render that. So we'll be rendering this inside our Django template. So what we'll do, document get element by ID, and we'll put the div ID as React over there, so that it will just integrate our React component inside the template. So our React starter is done. So what we'll do, we'll compile the React bundles. So for that we'll do /node modules bin / webpack. So and we'll provide config as webpack.config.js. So this will create our bundles. So it's telling unable to find module babel-core babel-loader 8 request babel-7x package babel-core modules. Check our webpack.config.js, which has babel-loader. So it is telling me error was because of the Babel version. So I have updated the description wherever I have given the command. So after you have guys have installed this, I don't think you will be getting this same error. So yeah, once you guys install this, then what you can do, you can just run this command, which will create the bundle for you guys of all the JavaScript that is inside our static folder. So you can go and you can see over here, you have a new folder called bundles, and inside that we have JavaScript bundles. So now this part is done. So now we are done with our React part. But the thing is, now if we even if we do a single changes, then what we have to do, we have to rerun this command again and again. So rather than that, what we will do is we'll use a watcher, so that we have already configured inside our package.json file, where watch will watch our all the updates. So what we'll do, we'll do npm run watch. So it will start watching to our any of the changes that we make, so that we don't have to update it again and again or rerun the command again and again on these small changes. So now this is done, let's start with the Django part. So now what we'll do is we'll go inside our YouTube Django first project. So here what we will do, inside our app we'll create a new folder called templates, where all our HTML files will be stored. Templates. So inside here we'll create a new file. From here inside templates we'll create a new file called index.html. So now this is done. We need one thing that needs to be installed, that is Django webpack-loader. So what we'll do, we'll close this watcher as of now. So what we'll do pip3 install Django webpack-loader. I'm using pip3 because this is for Python 3. I have Python 2 and 3 both. So pip by default means Python 2 in my case because I haven't set virtual environment. So after we are done with this, we'll go to our settings, and inside our installed apps we'll put webpack_loader, which will integrate our React inside this Django. So after adding this here, then we need one more thing. We need to do webpack_. You can just copy this from the description. So our default would be so where our bundle is stored, that is bundle directory name. So our is bundles. Then we have another is our webpack stats location. So stats file is a what we'll do here, os.path.join. From our base directory we'll append webpack.stats.json. So this file is automatically created by webpack. So you can see here webpack.stats.json is created, so which will have our information regarding our bundle, so like which bundle is the latest one and so on. So this part is done now. So what we have to do, we have to add few things in our index.html file. So on the head, what we'll do load render bundle from webpack-loader. So it will load our bundle files. So we'll just add some basic HTML command, HTML tags. Leave these things as of now. We'll just directly. So here what we'll do, we'll create a div. Earlier what we have done is in our webpack configuration, sorry, not in webpack configuration, in our where is that index.js, we have given our root as a React. So what we'll create we'll create a div with id React over here that will serve as our root. So after we create this, what we will do, we'll run a command render bundle, and the name of our bundle was main. So now it will render our main bundle over here, and which will integrate our all the React code in here. So all the our React things, whichever it is bundled in our bundle.js, in our this main dash our id, so all of these things would be integrated over here. So main is by default the name of the bundles, so this will now integrate. But now also, even if you go, then we cannot see anything because we haven't started our Django server. So what we'll do, python manage.py run server, sorry, python 3 in my case. So it will run the server, but only running server also won't give us anything because we haven't set up our URL. So what we'll do is we'll go to urls.py and we'll set a new path. So that will be slash So now this is done. What we can do is we'll set up a URL. So here we'll import a new module called include function. So what it will do is it will include our all of the URLs of our test app. So in test app also we are going to create a urls.py file where all our inner URL will be written. So what we will do, include our app name testapp.urls. So this is done. We'll just copy everything from here and go to test app, new file, urls.py, paste everything over here. So remove this, is not required, this is not required. So here what we'll do, from dot import views. So it will import our views. So there's nothing as of now, but we'll write it soon. So views.index. So include is also not required over here. So now our URL pattern are done. So what we have to do is inside views we'll connect our template. So we'll do def index, which will take a request. So return. I assume you guys already know these things, so I'm not going to explain any of those. So here what we'll do, we'll pass our request and our template name, which is index.html. So now this is done. What we have to do, we have to register our app into settings. So we'll go to settings.py. So here we'll add our app name, that is test app. So this is done. User.py looks good. Our urls.py looks good. Our inner url.py looks good. And our index.html also looks good. So let's go to here and we'll do 127 localhost. Okay, so it is saying page not found, so we'll do slash. Okay, let's double slash host. Okay, it won't take slash, so what we'll do over here is we'll put here slash test app slash. So no error in the terminal. So what we'll do slash test app. What is saying, I received webpack generated the file and the path is correct. This error. So there was one little mistake in my code. It won't be in yours because you'll be just copying the thing. So here it was supposed to be webpack-stats.json. So I mistake made it webpack.stats.json. So now it should bundle it properly and it should compile this as well. So yeah, so we got our hey module. So this is basically a React component. If you go and inspect over here, if you guys have installed React DevTools, then you can see here component, though it's saying unknown component, but also it is a component and it has a props called module. So this is how we integrate Django with React. So in my next video I will be showing you guys how we can pass the data from Django to the React. So until then, thank you very much guys for watching, and there might be some flaws and stuff in my video. Hope that will get good enough by the time, because it has been a long since I made my last video. So I'll be uploading this kind of video every week or so. So thank you very much guys for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe the channel, and if you have any comments or any suggestions regarding the video, you can just ping me or put it in the comments below. So all the requirements, all the data that are required in order to complete this video are in the description below, so you can just copy it from there by following the steps. Thank you very much guys.